Hi, my name is Sam Johnson and I am a voice teacher. Today I will be reacting to and analyzing System of a Down performing Chop Suey. This video is sponsored by Hawthorne. Hawthorne is a premium grooming brand that tailors your personal care routine to your unique profile. Your hair and skin are unique, but finding the men's personal care products that work well for you can be like searching for a needle in a haystack. Hawthorne takes the risk out of shopping for personal care by giving you free shipping on your order and returns. If you don't like your products, they'll even retailor them for you based on your feedback. With Hawthorne, all you have to do is take a short quiz to look, feel, and smell your best. They asked me things like how long my hair was, what my hair's problems are. I said that I have some very frizzy hair because I do. They asked me if I already was into smells, into fragrances, and if I was, what kind of things I wear most regularly. The quiz was very easy to do, and I think that it provided them enough information to make some really valuable suggestions. My favorite product is their face lotion. I told them that I tend to have very dry skin, which I do, and forever I thought that I had really oily skin, but a lot of times people who have really oily skin actually have super dry skin, and as soon as I started focusing on moisturizing my skin got significantly better. I also really like their shampoo, which has been formulated to control my curls and is anti-frizz, and I think it works really well and smells great. I also really like the fragrance they gave me for work. It smells citrus and woody, and all my coworkers at working from home seem to love it. Take Hawthorne's quiz today and get started on your personalized self-care routine by going to hawthorne.co and using promo code Sam Johnson for 10% off of your first purchase. That's HAWTHORNE.co, promo code Sam Johnson. Hawthorne.co, promo code Sam Johnson. Thank you, Hawthorne, for your support and for making me smell so lovely.
Wake up.
I love that he's going from like singing voice, you wanted to, and then he just speaks the echo thing. This is chaotic. It's quick. There's a lot going on. It's pretty high. He's singing the singing parts on a G, which is a high note for most guys, so he's singing quite high. He uses a little bit of nasality to kind of get into that place. We'll see how he continues going, but so far it's just fun that he's recreating the original tracks kind of back and forth thing on his own. If he was going all the way to the breathy sound that is used on the track, wake up, that's hard. It's a lot easier to kind of go back to the more spoken place like he was doing rather than super breathing it up.
I don't think you trust in my self-righteous suicide. I cry when angels deserve to die.
Yeah, he's a little pitchy. He's a little pitchy, dog. That was a little funky. Those harmonies didn't quite work. That wasn't as great. He seems to be a lot more stable and a lot more on pitch when he gets to the top of his range than that middle part.
In my self-righteous suicide, I cry when angels deserve to die. In my self-righteous suicide.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Serge too. I don't think it's the backup vocalist. He sounds kind of on, but that's very, very pitchy, dog. Way pitchy. He doesn't sing with as much energy when he's in that lower part of his voice. I think a lot of us tend to only care about high notes, and we only like give the energy and the support that's necessary for high notes rather than at the middle part of his voice. He's a great musician. I think that he has a reputation for not being a very good singer, and live, I mean, this performance, I haven't seen a lot of their live performances, but I am a big fan of like 6 of their songs and will listen to the studio recordings of them all the time because they were huge when I was like 12, and that is kind of, if you go to all the music I listened to when I was 12, 13, That's the stuff that really gets me. That's the stuff that kind of influenced me the most as a musician myself, as a singer myself, and it really affected the kind of qualities that I like in voices. So, like Serge, he's one of my vocal idols. I've sang along with him for the last 20 years. This is a little pitchy. In that middle part, I think that if we just like found one sound that made sure that he was tuning in really, really good, and then we repeated it like 700 times, that he would be totally fine in the future. And there could be other factors that are making that middle part a little bit pitchy, but the fact that the top stuff is right on and that middle part is all over the place makes me think that it is kind of a technique thing. It's also great because it proves that he's not lip syncing, and I think that at no point in this could you look at him and be like, this dude is lip syncing. He's too chaotic. So yeah, I think he could tune up that middle part of his voice, and some good exercises. I like to use M's because that is a really easy way to feel the pitch in a way that we might not be able to feel it on a vowel as much. Trust ma 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 ma. And I know I added a little bit of extra vibrato. It's not really the right style, but I do think that for me, that's the easiest place to sing that area. And then once I do that, you can kind of make it more stylistic as you get more and more on the pitch. So it's not hard to fix, but it's confusing to me that it is that far off. Yeah, so when he gets into that nastier nasal place again, it starts tuning on again. It does seem like a total crutch, though, using that nasty little Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Father, into your hands. But it's also that high note. It goes up to the G, which is right where things start getting really tricky for most guys. And I found, for myself, like, that's how I was able to find my top end of my range, was using those teeny little nasty sounds. But then I've had really good teachers be like, Sam, you don't need that. It's not serving you. So if we went from that Father, into your hands, and just kind of opened up the space, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. He wants kind of a little bit of that vibrato-y sound, so maybe that's not even that far off. But I do think that he has all this room to play with the tone, and the fact that he just like went right into that really extreme nasty sound. I don't know if he trusts his voice up there, man. Like, I'm curious. And I've always kind of rolled my eyes when people have been like, Serge isn't a very consistent performer, but I guess I just haven't watched them. But from the CDs, like, he sounds like he's doing so much well that I think if he was taking voice lessons, would just need to figure out what things are not serving him, what kind of things is he getting in his head about that's making it less consistent, because the ceiling on his singing is really, really high. He does some stuff really, 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 really well, and other parts of this are very confusing to me. It would still be awesome to go to a show like this. I miss going to concerts. I want to go to a System of a Down concert, and I don't care how he sounds, but it is very confusing to me. Yeah, I don't know if he can hear himself. Like, taking out the monitor is kind of confusing, but when he goes up to the B flat and the C, again, he's fine. Self-righteous self. His vibrato's a little funky, which shows, it tells me like there might not be a perfect efficiency, but it's much more on pitch than that lower mid stuff, which is really interesting. Like, some people just don't work on the middle parts of their voice. And this could be an off day. It's weird. It's really weird, like, how good he is at some things and how lacking in attention some other parts of his voice is. That last part he got back on pitch, but it is kind of fluky. It's just inconsistent, man. Like the stuff that he's doing well, he does really, really well, but then there's very little consistency in his voice. It seems like he's relying on a few tricks to kind of find proper placement for certain things rather than just trusting that the voice is going to be able to do that. If we were working together, I would spend a lot of time trying to get him out of his nose while still maintaining the characteristic sound, because there is a certain sound to his voice that has sold a lot of records. And if we totally sacrifice that in order to find a balanced vocal position, it wouldn't be worth it. Like, that's something that's really tricky about working with singers who have an audience, singers who already have an expectation of what they sound like and everything, because you got to hold on to a lot of that expectation. But he seems like the kind of voice that I love working with, that are really, really good, that have a lot of musicianship and a lot of experience, but that there's a little bit of inconsistency that's making them not be able to perform at their highest level every single night. That's the kind of stuff that I really love working with. That's a lot of fun to work with. So I would love to work with a guy like Serge. I would love to work with Serge. The chance of that happening, I understand, is very, very low. But I hope that you come away from this recognizing that, like, good singers, there's variation. I can't remember who said it, but there was some opera singer, I think it was like Marilyn Horne or something, and at the end of her career, she said that she had 2 perfect performances. And that's over forever, right? Like 2 perfect nights of having a great voice, of everything feeling perfect. Does that mean all the other stuff that she did was not good? No. I bet that her floor was a little bit higher in terms of, like, on her worst night, she was probably sounding pretty decent compared to with Serge. Like, he's got this incredible high ceiling where he sounds so good and is able to be so expressive, but he's also got a floor that, like, some of the basic musicianship things, like being on pitch, just go away. And that, I do think, from what I heard on this thing, is a technical issue. Totally disregarding the monitor issue, because I'm not sure if he could hear himself either. And those play together, and doubting yourself, confidence plays a huge part into vocal technique, and so there could be a lot of crossover with that. But yeah, not the greatest performance, just from a objective, are you on pitch all the way through kind of criteria. And for me, that is the first kind of most important thing when working with a voice, is can we get them on pitch consistently all the way through. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, tell me how I'm right, tell me how I'm wrong. Of course, go support the sponsor, and have an excellent day. Take care of yourself.